A couple of days ago, a travel advisory issued by the government warned Kenyans to avoid traveling to South Sudan, especially parts of the greater Upper Nile. I have a whole list here that I'll not read, but this list was provided by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. The travel advisory came a day after two Kenyan pilots captured by Akobo local authorities under the SPLA opposition were released after paying an 11 million Kenya shilling ransom. In addition, late last year, 4 Kenyans were jailed for life in South Sudan for allegedly defrauding the Juba government and were released following talks between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Salva Kiir. Joining me in studio to talk a little bit about the relationship between Kenya and South Sudan is His Excellency, the South Sudan Ambassador to Kenya, Chol Ajongo. Welcome to the program, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Many thanks indeed for finding time to be here with us. Very quickly, Two or three days ago, the Kenyan government issued a travel advisory warning its citizens to avoid traveling to certain parts of your country. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I think I'm just going to repeat myself. I had a similar interview yesterday or 2 days ago, and about the same. I said clearly in that interview that Kenya as a government definitely has its own rights to advise its citizens not to go to certain places, but I said the areas covered by the travel advisory were too broad. I strongly believe that all Greater Upper Nile is not that risky, according to what I've seen, and including also other places like Ye River. There are no significant security issues that are there, but also it was covered by the Minister of Foreign Affairs travel advisory. And I also said clearly that, crimes can happen anywhere. It depends where you are. If you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, you can definitely get into trouble.
And you believe this is what happened to...
This is what happened because the two individuals who landed in an area which is controlled by the rebels, the government could not access them because we are in ceasefire. If not because of the ceasefire that we have agreed, as a result of peace process which is taking place now, the government could have access to those places and rescue them.
Excellency, you might be talking about the realities on the ground, but let's talk about perception. There's a section of Kenyans that feel that Kenya has done a lot for South Sudan. But when Kenyan citizens get into